Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and you are listening to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. We talk about real estate, finance, how to make the most out of your investments, how to keep your values moving in the right direction, how to understand how to work the market. What do we do when we're negotiating a transaction? Which agent should we go to? How do we pick a real estate agent? What's the best loan for us? Are there adjustable rates, fixed rates, 15-year, 30-year, 25-year? What's best for you? The answer to that question is quite simple. You're all a little different. And I'm here to make sure that we navigate this so that we're finding the right program, the right loan for each and every one of you. But in addition to helping you find the right loan, I want to make sure you find the right real estate agent. I'm not a real estate agent. I don't sell real estate. I'm not a licensed agent, but I work with agents all over the state of Florida on a daily basis. I know the good ones. I know the not so good ones, and I know which ones are going to fight the most for your money. Now, the average consumer doesn't know how to choose a realtor. You know how you choose a realtor? You guys choose a realtor by hiring your boss's wife or your best friend's ex-girlfriend or something of that nature. Or you're choosing somebody by maybe driving by a home and choosing the agent that's got the sign in the yard. Well, first of all, the agent that's got the sign in the yard is representing the seller. So do I want to negotiate with somebody that's representing the opposite side? I don't think so. That's not what I'm going to do. And if you're as concerned about your interest rate as you are about the price you pay for the home, and I'm going to tell you something, most of you aren't. You think you are, but you're really not at all. You're very much concerned about a little eighth of a point in an interest rate, but not as concerned about saving $10,000 or $20,000 on the home. Why aren't you? Because you don't know how to negotiate it. I know how to negotiate, and I know how to connect you with the right real estate agent that's going to negotiate for you. They'll tell you whether you should pay full price or say, you know what, this house has been on the market for a little longer. I think we can negotiate that thing. Maybe we get some closing costs paid, this, that, and the other, but they fight for you. When I refer you to an agent, they will give you 25% of their commission back. It's the Lone Ranger Real Estate Rebate Program. If you're interested in that, call me. If you're a realtor and you're interested in that, you can't just get on the referral list. It's not something you sign up for. I have to have had relationships, done business with you in the past to know how well do you work? How well do you negotiate? Do you return phone calls? What do your clients have to say about you? Do you close on time? Are you managing the transaction correctly? Those are the things that we're looking for. So when you do, and you have high reviews, then I'm happy to refer you. I want to refer good agents because they help keep the transaction moving smoothly and they make for happy customers. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Lone Ranger. You can reach me now in Tampa at 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. Apply now, simple and easy. Or Orlando, my phone number in Orlando here is 407-706-3313. Again, 407-706-3313. All right. We covered some things about Trinity Family Builders. We're going to talk a little bit more about them and their great products that they have. We covered what the Fed's going to be doing. I don't think we're going to see any increases. We had a rocky week this week with economic news that came out. With the consumer price index, we've got a big bond sell-off that happened this week. How is that going to impact interest rates? Well, it didn't help them this week, but here's the good news. Things are going to get better. Even if the Fed does not drop the Fed rate, things are going to get a little better. They're just not going to get a lot better, not anytime soon. So I don't want to see you delaying a real estate transaction because you're going to wait for interest rates to drop. Here's the negative impact that that's going to have on you. Yes, you could wait for interest rates to drop and you're going to save money in your payment, but you're going to make up that in the price of the house that you're negotiating. So some people think, oh, housing prices is staying steady or they're flat or they're going to decrease. None of that is true. We still have a shortage of product on the market, which creates demand, which increases prices. We're seeing 4 to 5% appreciation right now, year over year. 4 to 5%. That's higher than an average market. And this is considered to be a depressed market. So if housing is going up 4 to 5% in a depressed market, imagine what's going to happen when there's a 5 in front of the interest rate. When interest rates on 30-year fixed at no points or 1 point are running 5.25, everyone that's sitting on the fence is going to jump into the market. And Barbara Corcoran, you know her from Shark Tank. She's a real estate guru. I think she's a super smart lady. She believes that we could see between 5 and 15% increase in prices if that, it should say when that happens. But when's it going to happen? Probably not for the next 12 to 18 months. That's when you're going to expect to see it. And if Trump gets in office, the chances on interest rates dropping are far greater than if Biden stays in office. If Biden stays in office, I'm not expecting we're going to see much of a difference. Probably just as much of a lackluster government that we've seen for the last 3.5 years. I don't think he's done anything for the economy. Matter of fact, he totes himself to being so great for the economy, so great for the underprivileged, so great for people on welfare, so great for all the people that are on the recipient end of things. But he was the one, those are the ones that got hit the hardest. So what they do is they tote all these things about how they're going to help and they're going to keep, we're not going to raise taxes. We're going to tax the rich. And then, you know what happens? You got inflation. Inflation hit you worse than any tax that we've ever had. Inflation hits every cent that you spend on anything that you buy. Your taxes would just be based on your income, and they'd be a small percentage increase. You'd be better off with a tax increase than you would be with inflation in a heartbeat all day long. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the Lone Ranger. I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. Well, you get it all right here. You get it all right here. So there are things that I don't care about that's happening in the market right now. There are things that concern me a little bit about what's happening in right now. We could be facing a recession. Is that good or bad? Well, it's good for interest rates. It's good for the housing market. You show the history, it's been good for it. I don't like what's going on with the Ukraine. I don't like the relationships we have with Russia and China right now. I don't like the fact that Haiti is in an uprising right now and possibly in a coup. I don't like that stuff. It doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel good for my Haitian friends. It doesn't make me feel good for economic stability. But things like that can be good for housing because they can affect interest rates on a positive note. Those things can happen. People are like, oh, I hope we don't go into a recession. Well, when we go into a recession, you're probably going to see a break in interest rates, and then you're going to be back in the market. That's what's going to happen. We're not talking about a depression. We're talking about a recession. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I am the Lone Arranger. Not the Lone Ranger, but the Lone Arranger. Write my number down, 813-213-4009. Again, that's 813-213-4009. Orlando, 407-706-3313 on my WDBO listeners, 407-706-3313. or WeBringYouHome.com. Remember, when you apply with me, you pay no application fee. It's a soft credit pull. We're not going to do anything to negatively affect your credit. Hard credit pulls aren't until we're ready to go to underwriting. We will know everything about your credit. We'll be able to run your numbers. There's no surprises here. You should know what interest rate you qualify for, what loan program best suits you and your family's needs, how much you need to close, not just your down payment, closing costs, prepaid escrows, everything, all in one. That's what you should know. There should never be secrets. There should never be a mystery. There should never be smoke and mirrors. Lenders shouldn't talk to you in acronyms. Yes, we have a lot of acronyms in our industry, but that's not for you. What's for you is clear, concise information. Whether you like the information or not, it doesn't matter. It's, in other words, if you call me and you go, hey, what's the payment on a $500,000 loan if I put 5% down? And you're like, I don't like the payment. I can't help it. I can only tell you what the payment would be based on today's market. Here's why I say buy now. Buy now, things will get better. Might not be for 12 months, might not be for 18 months. But if your rate drops from, say, 6.75% to 5.25% on a $450,000 house, your payment's going to drop by $350 to $400. That's not chopped liver. But when that happens, the house price is going to go up 15%, 10%, 5%. Any one of those numbers. And you you think about that. You think that the interest rate's more important. It's not as important. Remember, you marry the house, you date the rate. But you think about this on a $500,000 house, if it goes up by 25%, that's a lot of money. If it goes up by 5%, that's a lot of money. We're talking about $500,000 house and it goes up 5%. You're talking about $25,000. Well, if a mortgage payment is about $70 per 100,000 or per 10,000 or $700 per 100,000, we're talking about $70 times 2.5. That's not chop liver, right? So that you're talking about another $175 a month for a $25,000 increase, right? That's a lot of money. So buy the home now. We can always refinance later. By the way, when you come to the loan arranger and you refinance, you do not pay any lender fees. If you've got a loan with me already, you're not going to pay any lender fees. Keep in mind, I want to make sure that you are a CrossCountry client and you stay a CrossCountry client. Now, in order for me to earn that right, I have to treat you right, give you a great rate, lowest possible closing costs, super amazing customer service. Those are the things that keep people coming back, not just in my business, in any business. But that's what you want. And I'm right here in your backyard. One of the top producers in the United States. It's not because I'm so great. It's because I care. I care about you. I have great customer service. I have great customer reviews. Check out my Google. Check out my Zillow reviews. Check out the Yelp reviews. Check out any of them. Ask for client testimonials. I can give them to you by the hundreds. Why? Because I do care about you. And when I call you up, like you're out there listening right now, and then you get a phone call, you're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you actually called me." Of course I called you. You're my customer. Why wouldn't I call you? Are you going to call the Rocket and get a call back from Rocket Man? No, you're not going to do that. You're going to get a call from the owner or you're even the manager of the Wells Fargo branch? No, you're not going to do that. Bank America? No, not going to do that. Credit Union? No, not going to do that. Loan Arranger? Yep, it's going to happen. You're going to deal with me. Yes, my team's there to cater to you. Yes, I don't gather pay stubs, W-2s, and tax returns. I don't do that. My team does that. I structure the important part. I communicate about your concerns. That's what I do. The Loan Arranger, 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com, 813-213-4009. Write that number down. Write it down. I know you're going to forget. If you're driving right now or you're cleaning the house, you're working in the yard, 813-213-4009 for my Tampa friends and for my Orlando friends all the way up to St. Augustine. You can call me at 407-706-3313. Listen to my podcast on Spotify. Listen to my podcast on iHeartRadio. Go to my YouTube channel. You can see the radio show right there on my YouTube channel. All the highlights right here with my guests. So go to Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger, on YouTube and subscribe. You'd be doing me a big favor. I'll send you a gift certificate for a coffee if you just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here's the great thing about my YouTube channel. Nobody spams you for anything. All that does is when you increase my subscribership, it brings me up higher in the YouTube ranks. And that's where I need your help. So if you'd be kind enough to lend me a hand and do that, even if you're not interested in buying or refinancing or talking to me about a home, you're one of my loyal listeners, you listen to me on the weekend, do me a favor, subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. It'd be a big help. So, all right, let's move on to some other things. I want to talk to you about anybody that's renting right now, or if you know somebody that's in the vicious cycle of renting. Renting is 100% interest. No money goes towards principal for you. 100% is money thrown away. You make that payment, it's rent. It does nothing for you. When you own a home, a portion of that payment goes towards your principal. And the home is simultaneously appreciating in value. You're gaining equity without even trying. It's simple. So you want to always make sure you're buying a home. If you're a first-time home buyer, you have two challenges that you're not buying right now. Only two reasons you're not calling me right this minute. One, you think your credit's too crappy. Your credit does not meet your standards, or you don't think it meets my standards. So you think that you don't qualify. Well, that may be true. It may not be true, but we have programs to help you fix it. So why would you continue to rent when you have the ability to fix the problem? That's one reason. You think your credit's not there. So I have a credit repair program. I will help you fix your credit. If it's fixable for free, I help you for free. If you need professional services, I will reimburse you up to $400 for the cost of credit repair. And usually they run between $400 and $500 by the time they're all fixed. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'll reimburse you. I'll refer you to a reputable credit repair company, and I'll give you the money back for the credit repair when you go to your closing. How do you like that? Second reason is you don't have enough cash to buy a house. You have no down payment. Well, if you're renting right now, you had to come up with a security deposit and your first month's rent, right? So you're renting, let's just say you're $2,000 a month. Well, then you had to come up with about $4,000. If you can come up with $4,000, I might be able to get you into a home. And I have a very unique down payment assistance program that will allow you to get into a home for minimum amount down. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with more of the Lone Ranger